2 has already come out. Every YouTuber on the planet has said something about it, but that doesn't mean I can't say something about it. So I'm gonna say something about it. But yeah, anyways, for reals though, Build 42 came out like a month ago now, like right after, like almost like a few days after I made my Build 42 is coming closer to releasing video. Yeah, it came before Christmas, so awesome to see. And yeah, there's a lot on offer. I must admit. This is gonna be like a short ramble video, just talking about everything that's been kind of new, I guess. There's a lot. I haven't gone extremely deep into the mechanics so far. I've definitely seen the surface of most of everything, but everything is much more deeper. I feel like there's definitely a lot more things you can do late game. You can forge a lot more things. There's even glass making I've seen, but there's definitely a lot of things as well when it comes to visuals as well. But I am happy to say that everything is functional. The game hasn't been like game crashing, buggy, or anything like that. There's a few visual glitches, but overall, the mechanics work well. But then there's points where they don't work well. Like I've had points where I've tried to craft stuff, and for some reason it just won't let me craft things, or it will output things that aren't real at all. Like how I tried to butcher a chicken and it just came out, or no, what was it? It was a bird. I tried to butcher a bird and it came out as rotten for some reason. That was great. But yeah, small things like that are a little annoying. Same goes with batteries. Batteries are definitely a little annoying right now. For some reason, they're just really weird and will either completely drain for no reason or just break. I don't know what else to say it. But yeah. And then there's things like the lighting system, which they've definitely thrown out the park with that one. That one was, man, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. A bit dark at points, but honestly, I can live with it. It's not as bad as people say, in my opinion. You kind of get used to it after a bit, and definitely going to rural places after the power's out is a big issue now. You can't do that, and flashlights actually have purpose now than before. And then there's also things like corpse dragging, which is just also really good. Few clipping issues, but overall it works well. It's nice. It's nice seeing you actually drag the bodies instead of it just going into your inventory like it usually did. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of pros and cons with this new update. And another pro to point out before I forget, honestly, is that the basements is a really good addition. But then it comes with a con with it where you can't like power it up for at all. Like generators won't connect to it at all, even when there's a generator at the surface near like your house or whatever, and like all the power's on up there, but the generator is just completely off. And I think it's a known bug right now, but it's a little bit annoying right now. But overall, basements are really nice to see. So is skyscrapers. I haven't really dived into that one yet, but I've seen pictures of it online. You should look them up. They're really good. But yeah, again, some of these can be a little bit janky at times, of course, and I can imagine skyscrapers are as well. But honestly, with how much I've seen with them so far, they definitely have really outdid themselves. And this applies to the crafting system as well. They really outdid themselves with this too. And singles like agriculture and growing crops and all that, that has really been made with some definite improvements as well. Like there's a lot more items to use to actually water crops with now. Growing seasons actually make sense. You can't actually grow you can't grow shit like carrots into potatoes in winter and expect them to have a great yield like before. I always felt like winter was much easier in my saves, especially because crops were much easier to get, and no matter what, I feel like that yield was just really easy. And then you could just freeze that stuff for like a whole few months and it would just be fine. But now crops have their own growing season, so you can't really grow a lot of things in one month. You can grow a ton in some months, you can't grow a ton in others. That's also really nice. And also I've noticed that homes in like rural areas have definitely over time they get looted out, so loot becomes much more rare and scarce, which is definitely a controversial change on my part, because I feel like it definitely takes away from like exploration in some places, because I feel like what's the point of going to this place? Like I try to go to the military surplus store way out to the west of the map, and it just had nothing there, absolutely nothing, because it got looted, because my save was so far in. I feel like that could be toned down a little bit, just a smidge. I like it, I really do, but I feel like that could have some improvement. And again, yeah, this comes with the pros and cons of things. And one last thing I just want to go over, because I definitely glossed over a lot of things, but there's one thing I definitely am not going to gloss over, and that's animals. These are our first NPCs we actually have in the game, and I can say that they're definitely great. They have some pathfinding issues when it comes to fences and walls, but honestly, I kind of imagine that. That's not really a big deal, but they're functional. And this update actually allows you to actually care for animals finally now. And that's really freaking cool if you ask me. Now, I haven't gone into it as well. Apologize, I don't really have much to say, but I have definitely seen animals a lot driving around. I've killed a ton of them, and for some reason, that's like the greatest way of hunting right now is just to run over some animals. Like it's easy food, honestly. I'm sure that'll get patched out eventually. There's gonna be some limitation with that. But yeah, no, you can finally hunt animals actually in the world, and this definitely adds a lot to the world. And not only do the items do like how books have like their own separate titles now, and they aren't just like usable books that like disappear. Like animals and these things actually, like, I don't know, it makes the world feel much more alive. It makes the world breathe a lot more. I've noticed though is that rats and like rodents definitely take over the world. Your saves, like when you're like in a year long save, all you can see is just rats at some point, because looted homes and have trash in them, and trash attracts rats. So yeah, you can see how that gets out of hand. I love it, it's great. But yeah, you can hunt a ton of animals right now. There's just too many to name off the top of my head. One thing that got me is that they have their whole ass like genetic system, and you can actually kind of care for them and butcher them, breed them, all that stuff. Like kind of like Minecraft, but a lot more in depth, I feel like. I can't say much again, like I said, but it's really interesting, and I'm sure I'll have a lot more to say on it. And yeah, that's all I have to really say. I'm just happy to see that Build 42 is out, and that this is honestly going to be a great foundation for the future for this game. But yeah, sorry again that this video is kind of short, and definitely I'm glossing over a lot more things that I shouldn't really be glossing over, but I just wanted to get this video out and just have a short video explaining my first impression of the game and how is it. It's really good, I must admit. It's gonna be a great foundation, I feel like, and it's definitely got me hopeful for the game again. But yeah, that's about it. See ya. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Okay, bye.